In today's This Is Noteworthy Spotlight, we welcome Mark Mason. His new CD, Charleston, will be out shortly, and it features original folk songs all about the history and legends of the Low Country. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Good, Tom.
Good to
It's
see
nice
you.
to
You
meet
and your wife are here today. And,
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your career. How long have you been singing, and where you
42
guys?
years.
42 years.
As a
So
way of
since you
life?
were 1 year old, you've been singing.
Pretty much. Thank you. I like the way you think, Tom. That's good.
Very good. Now, how long have you guys been in the Low Country?
We moved here in November. We bought a house last June, and we moved in November. So I fell in love with the history down here. There is much history.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're from in upstate New York, Revolutionary War, French and Indian War. So to kind of move down here where there's less snow, thank you very much. And,
Yeah.
it's the place to be.
Tell us about your new CD. What is it based on, and what inspired you to do this CD?
Charleston Musical Portrait is including 10 songs about the history, legends, and folklore of the Charleston Low Country area. I fell in love with the history here. First song I wrote was The Holy City. I'm watching news one morning, and I see that one of the newscasters refer to Charleston as the Holy City.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what is this? This isn't the Middle East. The Holy City, what is that? So I did some research, and it ended up being the first song I wrote, finding about the steeples and the skyline and everything else. It's just fascinating.
We have a few churches here, don't we?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Who's producing your CD for you?
A fellow by the name of Rick Haynes, who's been Gordon Lightfoot's bass player since 1969.
Oh, Gordon Lightfoot, for you who don't know him, was quite the songwriter and composer and singer for a number of years back in the 70s, as I recall.
70s? In fact,
Yeah.
he was here in February.
Yeah.
He was here in February. And Rick is producing the album, and he's going to come down when Gordon ends this leg of the tour, which is the end of, actually today. And then he's going to come down next month and play the bass lines on the album. So he's not only producing, he's putting his bass lines to my 12 string. So
Tell us about the song you're singing for us today.
this, The Holy City, first one I wrote. Inspiration to do the CD, and just imagining the history of the colony and people moving in from the islands, and everybody welcome to be here.
Wow.
And then the steeples on the skylines from the harbor. That's all you would see. They were the tallest buildings in the old days. The churches, the steeples overpowered everything.
Wow.
Now our buildings, it's a whole different story. Banks power over everything. But
Mark Mason, everybody.
thank you.
Thank you.
Charlestown became a colony long, long time ago. Back in 1670 when King Charles made it so. So came the Church of England to the brand new colony. From Barbados and Bermuda they arrived to worship free. Steeples on the skyline from the bay, steeples in the city touch the sky. They came from far and near, 'cause they can worship here, and that freedom to this day they won't deny. The capital of Charlestown would tolerate them all. Protestant religions built St. Philip and St. Paul. Baptists and the Huguenots, those of Jewish faith. When the revolution ended, the Catholics took their place. Steeples on the skyline from the bay, steeples in the city touch the sky. They came from far and near, 'cause they could worship here, and that freedom to this day they won't deny. And so the holy city of Charleston, USA stands proudly by her nickname to this very day. Tiny little calling down our city of the world. This holy place of worship, God's loving flag unfurls. Steeples on the skyline from the bay, steeples in the city touch the sky. They came from far and near, 'cause they could worship here, and that freedom to this day they hold tonight. Steeples on the skyline from the bay, steeples in the city touch the sky. They came from far and near, 'cause they could worship here, and that freedom to this day they won't deny. That freedom to this day they won't deny. That freedom to this day they won't deny.